my friend here that reminded me when I gave my first talk a few years back, and there were only 2 people. In reality, there was only her. Me and her were sitting outside this yoga studio, and the class was about to finish, and it was very clear to me no one was coming to the talk. The talk was titled Spiritual Eroticism. And then when they left, when these people was leaving the yoga class, this beautiful man come out, and of course we couldn't let him go. Where are you going? You're going? It's a talk now, stay. And so we got him to stay, which was great. At least I had 2 people to talk to. And so I spoke about masculine and feminine principle, and by the end of the talk, they fell in love. Probably it happened already at the beginning, but let's say it was a good warm-up. And they moved into a relationship with each other. So I remember going on thinking, gosh, I only had 2 people. Hey, but they fell in love. That's great. So many people. Actually, lovers. That's enough too. A man and a woman, they fell in love. So I consider that one of my early success. It's so beautiful to see you back here. So I just want to begin with a small practice that you can partake or not, or just listen. And it's the principle of a practice called Tanda, that is a core practice for the school of Tanda and Tantra in the Kaula lineage. So, Gary, I just want to ask you to play that music again. And just for a few minutes, we use this as an opportunity to come into you and be with yourself, which is the main principle of every Tantra. Is do you know yourself? Can you be with yourself? How often do you go visit? You spend time. And this is a very simple practice. You just close your eyes, and if you hold your things, don't worry, there's no right and wrong. You're really free. Because the practice is about resting, really. So take the deepest breath that you can, you regulate your way of breathing, exactly. And is it pen? 2112. Just properly exhale. Come into your hips a little bit. And just connect with the empty spaces in your body. There are some. Just go find them. And then connect with the music. It's very subtle. It's a veena, it's a string instrument. The Tantras it say that the body of man and woman is like a string instrument. And the love affair you have with existence is there to pluck this string in you. Allow that vibration that will express from the plucking of this string. Just listen to the sound. You can hear the reverberation, the tremor. When you connect with this tremor, you connect with Spanda, the primordial movement of existence. There is the tremors of being alive, tremors of the heart, tremors of the genitals, tremors of the tongue, the mouth, the breathe, the kiss, the talk. It's another center of tremor in the heart. And just go visit these 3 centers of the heart. There are many more in the body, but let's just sex, heart, and breath. Mouth. Keep softening into the vibration. And perhaps allow some gentle serpentine movements. Spine is a snake. The head of the snake is on your iliac bone, your coccyx. That's the head of the snake. So move this snake, beginning from there, and then you let it go. Let it affect your shoulder joint, and the back of your neck. Relax your jaw, the inside of your tongue, the mouth. Relax the tongue. Tongue is very important. Relax the tongue. Inside the mouth. Taste your mouth. Try to taste your own saliva. And then exhale. There is nothing to do really. Just listen with big ears, like Ganesh ears. Listen to yourself. The subtleness in your body. Everything is there. So the only real practice in Tantra is to be with yourself. We also say meditate yourself. You meditate, you're alert, aware, you're listening, you're softening, and you're relaxing. So you do that to be with yourself, meditate yourself. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes very slowly, or you can just open your eyes and flash. So I want to start talking a little bit about yoga and perfection. And I invite you to move your body as you listen to me. If you feel like it, if it works for you, relaxing your neck, your shoulder. And understand that some truths, particularly tantric truths, are not really received by the mind, by the thinking mind, but they are received by that mind that lives in your body. And here we have a brain, is an organ, like the kidneys, it's brain. The mind, it's everywhere here. This is mind. So I move my mind. When we do this practice, we're moving the mind into this moment to understand the moment through the body. So the true intelligence is an intelligence of the heart. And we call it wisdom. Otherwise, it's only thinking. It doesn't really serve much to be very clever when there is no love in our intelligence. And so wisdom will come when the heart informs the mind. And so I want to invite you to also receive me with your body, with this mind. And see if some of this string get plucked, beautiful. Follow that vibration and let it move you. And let it realign some belief system, maybe some idea that you have. And maybe wants to change or wants to soften. And if what I say doesn't appeal to you, you just let it go. I am no one sitting here. I'm just an artist. So nothing is to be a conflict of idea. Nothing, there's no more truth that is more truth than any other truth. There is only your truth. So take what serves you. This is very important in learning because you become aware of your own authority. And no one can match that ever. So start exercising that. And if you feel like getting up and leaving, you're very welcome to do that and come back if you want to. It's no problem. You know? Just do what yourself really asks you to do. So yoga and the medicine of sex, and good topic, like it. Been meditating it for a while, and so I'm gonna. It's all the same thing, really. It's just renaming. So I'm gonna start with one of the three. Let's see where we go, and let's see if it can make sense. Bring them together. So yoga, it's a practice to yoke with the divine, to connect with the divine. So asana, it's one of the yoga practice. But the real practice is to know oneself, is to wanting to understand reality, loving reality so much, becoming a yogi and a yogini, because you want to understand it. And the phenomenon of asana, it's been very deep in the West, is the phenomenon of the West. In India, the gurus don't do yoga. They sit and they fart. They breathe. They don't have a yoga body. You think about all the wise people that come from the East. So what happened in the West, we become so obsessed also with this movement of yoga, they are very linear. It always looked to me, we want to go somewhere. How many yogi in the room here tonight? Many? Yeah, you do asanas? Yeah, you have a practice? Only 3, 4? Oh, okay. That was more common than this. So, be compassionate. I just want to take across a point, I hope I'm not offending anybody. But in Tantra we understand yoga in a very different way. So I'm talking Tantra tonight, so I want to take you into my understanding of these practices. And so I practiced yoga for 20 years. I did a lot of asana. And I was lucky to be quite flexible, so I could push it. And when I finally rested into Tantra, the only yoga that existed was the yoga of deep, deep relaxation. And I've been doing Tantra yoga in India, and the first time I was there, I was asking the guru all the time, teach me sexuality. I want to know sexuality. This is asana practice now. Teach me, I want to know the secret. All this ceremony secret, I want to know. It's part of my research. Not a maniac. And he kept saying, yes, I will. And then my time there finished. And then, I'm going. So, okay, the next time when I come back, you teach me Tantra. You teach me sexuality. From your school, the Kaula lineage, I want to know your practice. Okay. The next year I come back and I start from the beginning this time. Come on, I'm back. When we're going to meet? I want to know. And I was like, yeah, we'll catch up. One day he passed and we don't catch up and he's unavailable. And then suddenly comes this lover. I meet this man and we become lovers. And I was sharing the room with 2 women. There was an empty room, but that was the house for women, so we were told. In India, we don't mix. Until Bhagavan sent this guy straight next to my bedroom. But, breaking all the rules that I'm not supposed to. And at the beginning I reacted, no, I don't want him here, it's too close to home. I like the idea to have a lover in the forest. I'm here. Get some distance is healthy. And then the management said, no, go there. And it was this moment, and I was like, okay, I surrender. This is Bhagavan sending you. Bhagavan means the absolute in Sanskrit, the absolute reality. It's the foundation of all Tantra, it's the foundation of the Veda. And Tantra is the essential teaching of the Veda. It comes from the Veda, it's a commentary, it's a specific teaching of the Veda. So Bhagavan is also a terminology you give to a holy man or a man that has attained some sort of enlightenment, or at least is very clever and intelligent. And so this teacher was called Bhagavan. And of course then I saw, it's Bhagavan. it's Bhagavan, it's sending me the lover. Okay, this is the only way I can learn about sexuality. There we go. And so, in that love affair, I've learned the greatest secret of all. After 20 years of yoga, I understood that every yoga position, every asana, as it is understood in the West, it is designed to make love. That's all. There's no assentment, there's no arriving anywhere. It prepares your body to fuck. Not fucking. With presence, with breath. You're there. Your back doesn't crook. We all want 6 hours of sex. Yes, the body, where is the body? You must bring the body, the breath, the attention, the presence. And so, for every single asana, I knew it was a position for lovemaking. Because we would find it in lovemaking, because we were yogis. And one day we go to the class, and one day he told me it's the same asana, they're coming up, and he was like, oh, Prasarita asana. And then we would tell each other, enjoy your asana. Like the teacher was saying in the class, And then, oh, cobra. Oh, that's what we want to kiss, isn't it? Oh, the twist. Oh, I got it now. Even Shavasana, like to be completely floppy and relaxed while being in penetration, and finding the position sometimes receiving and being active in sexuality. They're all there. So I'm really sorry I'm telling you this now, because I know that from tomorrow your yoga practice. Yes, and I hope it will. Your cat cow is going to look very good. It is that. In downward dog, we can call it a doggy position. We call it the doggy pose. For many, many years, it's downward dog. Yes. And, to become very aware of this movement of your hips, the opening, When we do the downward dog, your anus is open, your yoni is open, your testicles are exposed, perhaps. Depends how you move in there. But I'm just like making a sample to be very aware of what's happening. This is the truth. And so, to soften into this movement of yoga, there is nowhere to go. It's about becoming the lover. It's becoming this love-making when I do my asana. It's space, how much space penetrates me, how much I let my teacher penetrate me. His voice, her presence, because that is softening me in this moment. And this is real. It's our first movement. And then we, grew up in a society that avoid all connection to sex. It's interesting because we created the biggest isolation towards sex, and of course, the biggest, what do we call this? Anger. Anger, twisted desire. So yoga. Yoga teaches you to meet you. And you are born out of a sexual activity, like it or not. Good fuck, bad fuck, we can just hope. We can only but hope. It is just a fact. And it happened. And we are here. Humanity. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. And anybody that tried to be pregnant with difficulty knows it's so fucking complicated, actually, to make that happen. So many events, energy aligning in that moment for you to be here right now, to be born. It's amazing. It's very auspicious. And so when we think the sperm enters the yoni and goes into his journey towards the egg, it doesn't move like this. Straight arrow, unwavering. It moves like this. It's a snake. It's a snake. The sperm is snake. The egg is a circle. There you have it. The whole symbolism of every esoteric school. You find that everywhere. The full moon, the half moon, the sun, the earth circle, sphere, and then the snake, the serpentine movement. This is your spine. This is your primordial movement. Look, we all sit like this. And I know we sit like this, you all sit like this, because we all went to school. And at school, if you were doing this, they tell you, what you doing? Stop fidgeting! Sit still! Listen! And as children, we know we listen with the body, we're receiving this moment. It's informed by everybody, not just by the teacher. And when you're this, you're awakening your antennas and you're listening with your mind. And that's informed intelligence. And we believe them, and we sit and got still, and they tell you, your place is in this chair. This is your place. Where are you going moving around the class? And you grow up believing that your place, it's limited, but that your place is everywhere is your place. Wherever you arrive and you relax, it's your place. Because when you do this, you enter infinite, the immensity. By entering, that's our true nature. According to the Tantras. So the snake enters the sphere, and then the tremor, the heart throbbing, and the spine, serpentine. So this is it. This is the Tantra yoga. You are doing yoga. When you're listening, and you're understanding this in your body, this is yoga. Because it's a seduction of the mind. So all the Tantra are written in a beautiful poetic language. And when you read the books, it will come time you think you wrote that books. And you understand that truth so beautiful, like you always knew it, you just didn't know you knew it. That's how the Tantras are written. So you meet yourself. And you meet yourself exactly where you are, and it's always perfect. And in fact, it would be an abuse you do towards yourself if you try to be someone that you are not. Too much someone else's intelligence. It's an abuse. Like over-teaching with the brain, attacking the brain of children, also in education. It's an abuse. It's like overfeeding a child that is fulfilled. You stuffing things now and then. So we forgot to understand reality with the body, and we're really focusing a lot on the mind. And the mind understands duality. And so the mind constantly tells us we are not everything. So when you do yoga, enter your body. Be aroused by that moment when the anus is open in the sky. Yes, it is. What you gonna do with it? Such that. Be afraid. It's big. So sex is that moment when you realize that your body is open to this moment and you leave it open and you allow this natural movement of this meeting to take place. That's sex. There is a force that penetrates and a force that is being penetrated, a force that surrenders. And is this compenetration, is this dance that constantly happens. So there is no other secret. I've told you everything now. Finished. It took me 20 years to discover this. You're going to tell me, yeah, but we knew that already. It's not about sex. We always knew it, yeah. But now we have to understand it consciously. So we are born from these eggs that is being generated by this force of sex, the sexual movement, that is a movement of love. So we also understand that love is a state of being, is not a movement. like yoga shouldn't do everything. So you can do the yoga of love. It's a state of being. When you understand that you are of the same texture of everything else, and it's a radiating force that push outwards, all direction, not just in front, not just for one person, it moves all direction. But then when we really surrender into this, it will get the feeling that we're going to lose control. And then is the fear of the mystery, the biggest black hole where we come from. And that's love. Because love will take you straight into the mystery and will make you forget who you are. And we don't want this because we want to stay attached to who we think we are. And so we keep doing that and fuck. And then there is another possibility here. That is, how do I make love and fuck is the same thing. When I know that I come from immensity, and then I am this universe using my eros to meet myself in the depth of the cellular movement of my body. And that is the medicine. I thought I had a lot to say about sex, but it feels like, everything already. So sex is that the yoga of sex is when you meet another and you just grow these big ears like Ganesh ears and you just listen. Like listening to this music underneath everything, underneath every thought. You just really listen. And you listen to the moment because you don't even want to much listen to the other because then you tend to project into the other. And you want to help the other and you want to give them pleasure and you want to love them and be into the other now. And instead the practice is to be empty, to completely empty your mind and have silence. And then there is nothing to go after, not even an orgasm. There is nothing to gain. There is this moment that I expand, and in the presence of the other, it expands double. Someone told me once, I'm doing this meditation. It's really a nice meditation to do alone, but with another, it's so beautiful, much beautiful, because we can do the pressure point and these things. And I was like, oh, it's just like sex. You can have it on your own, it's beautiful. It's always nicer when there is another to do. So that's all. It's so simple, you know. Then sex becomes this meditation, and you meet another, and you rest in what wants to arise in the moment. And some moment is wild and animalistic and rough, when it's real like that. And some moment is so still, and nothing needs to happen. There is no movement, there is complete stillness. And so, according to the Spanda tradition, which comes from a book called Spanda Karika, which is a traditional textbook that you might want to go and check out for yourself. It's a beautiful book. This whole tradition is sprouting around this one starting point. That is the Spanda. Spanda means vibration, throbbing. Fremito. Fremit? Trembling. And that is the first movement of existence. And then to meet that trembling is to come home. To be with the trembling all the time is to be at home everywhere I am all the time. And so we understand that life is round. Existence, reality, it's around space. My being human in this body is around space. It is not linear. And then when I have this, when I achieve this inside of me, I bring this around with me. And that's all. Then you can live. Then you have a happy life. Then you do everything you want to do. Then there is no rule. And even when the practice becomes too strict, drop the practice. Be naughty. Be the maverick. If there are rules, break the rules. You know, find the sensation of freedom inside, and then you are home everywhere. And sex is one of these very powerful practice, meditation, to meet freedom. Ultimately, you can have a beautiful love affair, a beautiful relationship, but that's a byproduct, really. Sorry to tell you this. Tantra is not here to improve your relationship. If it improve, great, beautiful, you're happy, beautiful, whatever makes you happy. But it's here to give you freedom. It's a practice of freedom. Tantra is a practice of freedom, it's a philosophy, it's a science of freedom. It will give you tools, and then you can measure it, like we do with science, and find independence, inner authority, freedom. Then to love, to sing, to dance, which is very different to finding your freedom from. And you're still finding your freedom from religions, from the dogma, from your parents, from your boyfriend, from your husband. You looking for freedom from. So there is this movement, something off your shoulder, off your back. Ugh. I want to have a shower, I want to jump in the water, I want to scream. All good, it's all beautiful. Bring it, do it. Then you come to a place where you're just free. And then in this begin the dance of life. Then everything you choose is perfect. And then nothing matters. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. You only give it meaning. And you will choose things that you have the freedom to enter because you love it. And so one of these beautiful practices is called Tanda. It's really just this. It's moving the body so slowly. And listening to space and touching space with your hand. Really relax the spine and have no agenda. And sometimes becomes so slow. But it's active inside. There's so much space inside. And if you look at baby when they're just born, just few weeks, they do this, Tanda. They touch space, like it, pick it. So this is a practice you can do anytime, wherever you are. And you just enter yourself, you forget who's around. It doesn't matter. There's only you. Tantra teaches there is only you and the perception of yourself in reality. There's no one else around you, it's just you, a projection of you. And so when you think someone would stop me from doing this, you think, oh, okay, which part of me wants me to stop? That feel, you're going to think I'm mad. Oh, what part of me think I'm mad? There's a part of me that thinks that, and then we find the first space to say, oh, he thought I was mad, he left the room. You know, it's me. What are you thinking? When you think the other are thinking something of you, check with yourself. Oh, you are thinking that of you. Why are you thinking that of you? Time check?
We've got 10 minutes.
We've got 10 minutes.
We started a little late, so you could go a little longer.
So, 2 more things. So, yoga, sex, new understanding of sex. Okay? Sex is not fucking. In my language, this is a movement of the genital. It's very like I go around and I use my legs. You can do this. It's okay. It's got its benefit. But I talk about a movement of the entire being, like 2 universes colliding and meeting and creating a new galaxy, which is this meeting of us, 2 or 3 or 4, everybody here. We are having sex right now. As far as I'm concerned, I'm making love with you. And I need to check in with you because the movement within myself it's fulfilling. So you are offering this moment to me, and I receive it with a big smile. And then after hours of doing this, you see Tantric become looking so young. Just went to visit a teacher that is 72 years old. He looked like a young man, he had this lightness about him, fresh, spontaneous. So the medicine of sex. We spoke about yoga, sex, medicine. Medicine, you have to take the medicine. So what happens when you take the medicine? All sorts of medicine. So I'm sure you know. You ingest, you inhale, you imbibe, you take it into your being. The action required is ultimate surrender. Because you know if you partake in any ceremony, or some, if you don't want to take the medicine, it's hard for the medicine to go down unless, of course, you got a massive dose there, and there is no more resistance. Exactly. So surrender is really imposed on you. And so this deep going in surrender. One time I did a mushroom ceremony with Monica, one of my very first ones. And until that moment, I only took mushroom in recreational environments. So everybody was in this soft journey in the space, and I was in the kitchen making tea. And I wanted to talk to someone, and I wanted to laugh because when I take mushroom, I laugh so much. Where is everybody? And so this, now I speak like this, like the tremendous desire of ejaculation. I wanted to ejaculate in the kitchen. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to talk. I wanted to get this movement that was happening inside of me, out of me, because it was so big. It was asking me to deeply, deeply surrender in places that were very vulnerable for me. So the natural movement is to ride it on top of it. And sometimes we have sex like this. We ride someone else, and we want to be on top of this wave of pleasure. But the truth is we are too scared to be under the wave and be crushed by pleasure. And crumble and perhaps die if you're lucky. And then pick up all the pieces, or maybe not, leave them there and be reborn. So it's the same things, the journey with medicine. And so I went to Monica, it was now 3 o'clock in the morning, and was like, Monica, I gotta stay more. I want to be like her. It was this woman, it was so soft. And she's like, no, I can't give you more, it's too late in the night. And she says, surrender, accept. Like this. And I did. And something happened. And this is the same medicine of sex. Sex is medicine, like ayahuasca, like chuma, like Santa Maria. And so it's a lovemaking. You invite in this movement that is a primordial movement of existence. You invite it back with awareness in your body, and you have to surrender. You have to listen. Sometimes she's going to say, do this. Oh, no, we do this. Do this. Oh, no, just do this. And you just do that. Surrender and do that. And then the medicine of sex will take place, which is spontaneity. That's the gift. To be spontaneous at all time. It means to be so present with who you are and the immense cosmic movements that are happening inside your body, that you no doubt that you were purposely put in this place right at this moment by existence. There is no mistake. And so you act out of your dignity in spontaneity. And that's the medicine for you and for anybody that is the recipient of your action. This is when we speak that you make action that leave no karma. And completely spontaneous. It's like you don't even remember it because it's done. In the moment you did what was required in the moment. And it's done. There is no karma. You don't necessarily I should have done this, what they're going to think, da 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 da. And that creates the lock of the mind. It's done. You kiss that moment. Spontaneity. It's a love affair. Everything is a love affair. You know, the Sufis speak about Tantric principle beautifully. The Sufis sang the Tantric song of Kashmir more than the Indians. It's a love affair with existence. So the movement is as much as you surrendering to it, it will dance with you with the same extent you give into the dance. And then nothing else matters. And you can go to work like this every day. You can teach, you can educate your children, you can design building, motorway. Because we grow up with this idea that we are born and we have to earn our living. And we started to understand who we want to become. When Tantra understands that you are everything already when you are born, it is a auspicious moment. You are given your name. Your name is auspicious. Don't go change your name. Why? You think creation was wrong. Stop fixing yourself, stop bettering yourself. Every time you do this, you're sending this subconscious message that creation was wrong and you need to fix that because you know better than creation. It's so bizarre, it's so egocentric. This idea that you're not good enough is so egoistic actually. And we think we're playing humble because my ego is too much. And so we belittle it. And we think this is an action to move away from ego. It's not. The more you belittle yourself, the more you feed in the ego that wants you to not remember. So the meditation of the ego, you tell the ego that you are the whole of creation. The ego would love that. Right? You are it. You are the ultimate reality. You go tell that to the ego. Then the ego will go, wow, really? Let's dance. With me? Okay. You mean I'm really everything? You are it. I can only understand through you. Please come dance with me. Then you put the ego in good practice. So in Sanskrit language there is one mantra that says aham, and it means I am. It can be this identity that I am everything, or this identity that I am this body, or both of them. It's not even a point in between. It's how they compenetrate each other. That's the lovemaking. Ego and infinity. It's a lovemaking. You don't put polarity there. Some people think Tantra is this. We put polarity and we find the middle point. Yes, perhaps it's good to have this example for your mind to understand. But in reality, we let them compenetrate. So they're always part of each other. So ego is never separated. It's there and it does the dance of polarity to understand immensity through limit. Unlimited through limit. Unlimited has more value and understanding. So there are just point of entry, point of understanding. So aham, I am. Two letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. A and ha. It's just a little dot. A. We all know this one. The sound of the heart, you name it. Take any practice. You find is everywhere. So in Sanskrit, in the Tantra, they say that the whole creation exists between the first and the last letter of the Sanskrit alphabet. Because the combination of all these sounds create reality as we know it. Which is within language is a combination of sound. And there is the reality without language. So A is the first letter, Ha is the last letter. The last letter. It's like a dot. It's a little point, is infinitely small, infinitely big. It's the same. It's just infinitely. Pin is a seed of who you are, is the bija sound. Aha. Some people say Shakti, Shiva coming together, making love, creating existence, beginning and end, coming together, one breath. Aha. Aha. So, I saw this in the ashram in India, where they're chanting this Aham Devi, Aham Devi, Aham, Aham. And then after I had my lovemaking session and Bhagavan sent me the teaching, it was like, oh, aha, aha, You know this. You're familiar with this. It's the fucking Vedas, I'm telling you. It's so simple. It is so simple. It's always been in our body, in our mouth. We do this by default. When we are in ultimate pleasure, when we understand the mind, it goes, aha, got it, I got it. I am. You understand that you are everything. You are beginning and end, you are this breath, that exhale, and you are the whole of creation. It's gone, it's finished. Take another breath. A new universe is created in the next moment. And then it ends. And a new universe. And this is the spanda. This throbbing of the heart, throbbing of the genital, blood flowing, kissing, the throbbing of the mouth, heart center. These are the organs for lovemaking, no? That's all. That's all you need. And then you can start to make love with trees and the sound of water in this room right now, softening the back of the neck. The wind lifting your hair and neck when you are alone in the street. Feel it. I invite you. Stop for a moment and feel with your whole being. Do Tanda. Do Tanda. Stop one moment. And let it soften you like the string of this instrument. Surrender to the lovemaking that is presented to you at all times. It is always there. Only if you want to surrender to it. And then every cell of your body is like yonis opening everywhere, and everybody's. And then every instinctual movement, every spontaneous action, it's your lingam, is your organ of penetrating, the organ of penetration for you to penetrate reality. I listen, I open, this now, boom, sex. Of the most delightful. I think my time is up. I want to give some space for questions. We have some space, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to ask anything or share something? If I don't make sense, you can tell me. I'm trying to make more sense.
You make perfect sense.
Make sense? Your mind understand?
Yeah.
So medicine is what you take to remind you of who you are. Yeah? We agree with this, we understand this language. You take medicine when you have a disease. You are not at ease, you are not in the flow, you are not in the round of your primordial essence. When you have a disease, you are out of ease, and you take a medicine. And that will realign you, will take you back into the harmony. You understand? How I use medicine in this term. Medicine can't do exactly the same.
So I'd really like to encourage and invite anybody who may have anything that has come up for them to share it now, because we're here in a safe space and it will be relevant to other people here. So don't feel like you need to hold back if something comes up.
Turn the music off.
Okay. It's often been said that a female is naturally fluid, movement. Now, what you've been talking about tonight seems so fluid, so lots of movement, whereas the masculine, even the sacred masculine, often described as rigid, fixed. How would you encourage a man to become more fluid then, to adjust to what you've been talking about?
Do this practice of Tanda. We do this standing also with feet parallel. Just begin to listen, like you can do it on the water, sound of the water. So subtle. The movement of your spine, the space under the armpits, there is this movement that begins at here. And that will teach fluidity in the body to begin with. Remember, your spine is a snake. The head of the snake is the base of your spine. And so you start the movement there, and then you let it ripple. And then you start bringing fluidity in the body, this mind. And then the mind will also become more fluid. So when you make love, make sound. Aham. Now I give you the mantra. I'm there. You know, it's like this. It's a play. It's really a game. It's so simple. So, yeah, fluidity in the body and in the sound. And then the masculine mind will soften. Don't mix man with masculine though, because it's something else. You're a human being, you're in a body. And Tantra sees you as a human being before you're a man. And I talk to that one, you know. And so a lot is education also that we go through. And there is some rigidity in men. There is a choice of movement that are different. It's a lot of socialization around that, especially in your generation, you know, like mine. I love this gender fluidity, this word they have, the youngster now. I love it. We were very gender strict. I don't know you, I think you're about my age, but we were very gender strict, no fluidity there. So even for my body of woman, I had to practice a lot to bring this fluidity. And then becomes the fluidity of mind, and I understand philosophy better also. Because you understand that even philosophy is a journey, nothing is really true. No one needs to be right or wrong, because it's only you all the time. So the debate, the philosophical debate, they also have to be fun and experience. They also don't matter so much. Yes?
So it might be a question if you want it to be, but it's also a comment. But this is something that I feel like I have done and can do and do. But what I realize in my life at the moment is that it's hard to with time pressure.
It's hard to?
It's hard to have conscious sex, slow and movement and connected sex with my partner, with limited time, with the rush of life, with my job and cooking and all the stuff that needs to happen as well. And I don't know if you have anything to speak to that.
Yeah, and choose in what state of being you want to be. You know, when you come home that you're very busy with all you do, you might have a beautiful job. And if you come home and you work very hard and you have no time for anything else, but your day was fulfilling, you fucked that day. The project is going well. How does it make you feel? Do that Tanda. In your mind, I want to say, but I'm working too hard. I'm loving it. You know, remember when we choose for love, sometimes a small pocket. Let's enter that and expand that. We tend to constrict around. We have also a limited idea of love. When you work, you can work for love, with love, loving. You can do Tanda while you work. If you're an internet or someone on the phone all day, no one naked, you can do Tanda. Oh yes, nice to meet you. You know? So you can find a way to expand that energy of being in love, to be the lover. And then maybe you come home that night and you only have a conversation with your beloved because you're really tired and you actually don't want to have sex when you're tired. And I support that fully. Because then you go in auto mode. You're going to fuck because we have to. Because it's part of the package. I'm in a relationship, am I? Work, fuck, sex, dates, dinners, you know, throw it all away. And you might have a conversation with your beloved and then you fall asleep. And you make love in your dreams. And you're soft. And you just caress for 10 minutes. Each other face is so beautiful. Boom, you fall asleep. Beautiful. You've made love. You know? And that can go on for hours because it carries on the next day when you're at work and you remember how beautiful was your beloved when you was looking at him falling asleep. And you allowed your whole body to partake this receiving of him. You're just looking at him. It's a sexual experience. And you maybe are a bit aroused but too tired. You also can surrender in that. There's nothing we need to do. Don't do sex. Be sex. You know? And then there will come naturally the time that you're so in love. Now I want to make up, I'm tired, but I really want to engage in this. And sometimes you think you really need to do that, and so you make a date. Make a fake appointment in your diary. 10 to 12 in the morning is the best time. Everybody believes it. You're going to meet someone, he does the same. And then those 2 hours will become 25, I promise you. You enter so deeply with the light on, with the presence, with the fact that you made a fake appointment, which tells yourself how much you care about this. It is more important than work appointment, because maybe this man will be with you for another 20 years, and this job not. We tend to always prioritize this business. It's so temporary. And so your subconscious mind starts to set a different value. Then you still, of course, go to work. You have to go to work to have a house to make love in, to have a roof and a nice bed, to have beautiful sex in. You know, it's all part of the same dance. So make them enter each other rather than separate them with work and love. Your beloved. And you are in constant state of lovemaking, ground. Breathing. That's all. You do this, you are in cosmic endless orgasm. And someone can just touch you like this and whoo! It just happened. Just, you know, like this. Really. Because you are bringing that to that meeting.
So, thank you for your talk. I actually practice a lot of Tantra myself and I enjoy those moments where you're just in your space of being. But I stop myself from being crushed in pleasure and under the pleasure, like you said.
Under the wave. Under the wave.
Under the wave. And I feel as though I'm ready to push through it and more and, you know, experience more, but I'm not sure how to get through it. I feel as though there's this barrier and fear.
Yeah, just relax into that.
More relaxing into it.
See that, keep saying, oh, I'm afraid. Oh, again, I stopped. Deep breath. Oh, I'm afraid. A little bit of Tanda. There's all this fear, dance it. That's it. There is nothing past that. Yeah. I know I'm having this same meditation in my life, you know. I've seeked for so many years, and this looking, and the next teaching, and the next things, and this is going to do it. And I really arrived to this place. There is nothing to do. You know, Tantra teaches the practice of non-practice. Let go of every practice. Then you really into Tantra, you know, when you really let go, and you accept the moment as your utmost lover, this moment as is. And it seems so complicated. It's so difficult because it's so simple. It's just that listening again. Just think the big ears of Ganesh and listen what wants to happen. And for me, this is a beautiful practice to help you listen. You do this sitting in the car and in a bar.
question. What is the belief around sexuality is so deeply ingrained because of experiences that you have had, say, as a child, and solidifies, and that conditioning is so strong that even, I don't know, self-expression, movement, dance is very difficult to do. Sexuality is like, you know, further beyond that. You know. What's the starting point to
You
let
mean
go?
your sexuality is further beyond the dance movement?
But I won't even be able to dance, to let go, to relax, to connect.
So you do this Tanda, you play some music at home, alone, and you just find the energy. It's not sexual energy, it's just energy. And you do it standing. And so you start with the pelvis, you think of this head of the snake, and you just let this snake move. And if you watch, you can even, I really love this picture of the sperm looking for the egg, because that's the essence of sex and sexuality, which is a natural movement from the cosmos, like the stars are moving. It's that sperm only wants to meet that. And so that's the movement of your spine. There is no shame. There is no, it cannot be any other way. It's the way of existence. And so you can rest into that. That is before even you have an idea of what is sex and sexuality. It's not even the meeting of the genitals. It's the meeting of the sperm and the egg. It's even more essential. And perhaps maybe that can help you to let go of a little bit of more other story, because you have to have this picture and go really inside to the essence, and you do this Tanda with yourself. Small. You see where your hand wants to go, and this is dancing already. And you look for energy that expands you. And let go of thinking of sexuality. There's only energy, ultimately. You just rest in the energy of your breath, of the sound you're listening. It's just energy. You know, there is a lot of other practice that I would suggest you, and you would go to some session work and all things like this, of course, because it's also true that once you understand you have a lock around sexuality, my personal advice is work it. You're young, get to it. Then you can start freeing yourself, you know. So find some practices, some maybe therapeutic practice also, that you feel you have a resonance. And then you can bring that on, and someone can perhaps just help you to crack the surface of what you're holding on to. And then the rest of the journey will be easier. You can navigate yourself. So that is also true. But if I just have to give in this moment an essential answer, it's Tanda, this practice of Tanda. Tandava is one of the names of Shiva. Shiva has thousands of names. He is the name of the creator, Tandava. And in this movement, everything is created. You are creator, creating the next breath, the next moment. It's so simple. Fine. Then even sexual block become a story. When you manage to go so essential.
It's not a question, it's just more a statement, just the moving. I've realised how incredibly relieving it is. Holding still and tense for so long to move is just such a relief.
Yes.
It's just, I've been there. Wow, it's so natural.
You become alert. You
Yeah.
can listen better because now you're moving. You don't have to block the mind and be a pain.
Yeah, the pain of blocking. Yeah.
Yeah. So this I invite you in your yoga as well. Also, when there are some postures, they're supposed to be held in stillness. And you know, I just wanted to bring an element of fun. Yoga, also asana, are beautiful practices, but watch it that you don't get stuck with the dogmatic aspect of yoga, because that's like Christianity. And then you're elevating. And you're sitting like this, and the spine is so straight, and you have to go up there somewhere. Where? I don't know where. Where do you need to go? Who's up there? You know, I grew up Catholic, so I think of the angel that picks you up to go where? So in Tantra, the movement is down. There is nowhere to go. I accept me so much. I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't have to clear my animalistic nature. I want to embrace it because it's my wisdom. And animals make love in the light. No animal has sex in the dark. Did you know that? We are the only species on this planet that has sex in the dark. Maybe some nocturnal animals, but the majority of animals no. They all have sex in the light. Seen by everybody, seen by the little one. No shame. And we create such tension. Closed door, closed room, light off. No, the kids must not see this. Why? They are born out of this. Yes.
What do you have to say about, like, if you have a fear about going into a relationship, like if you're going to get hurt or if it's not the right decision?
Then don't.
No, but like something in you is telling, like you want to, but you just kind of...
Yeah, listen. Maybe sometimes you really don't want to, but your mother in your head tells you it's a good guy. And you're not going to be loved until you're 50, and you're not going to have children, and you're missing out on happiness. So check all these voices and what is really true for you. So fear is there to be listened. You can do your own Tanda and listen to your fear. But sometimes there is your body says, your body has two answers. Yes and no. It doesn't say no but. No. It's yes or it's no. Yes feels spacious, feels nice and relaxed and present. Exhale. No feels contracted, maybe a bit of nausea, maybe fear, maybe this chill, suddenly cold, and thinking I have to go to that meeting, I do this, oh God. My hands are sweating, and so you're listening to the body. And then you think, what if I tell them I've cancelled? Oh. So when you go out with this guy, you tell yourself, if you're agitated, just say, what about if I don't go? If the body goes like this, please cancel the appointment. Don't go. You might still like the guy. It just means you don't have to go out today, not right now. You're not ready for this meeting, maybe. Maybe you need to wait a little longer. Maybe you need to meditate yourself. Maybe you want to know what attracts you about this guy in particular. So when you meet him, you are honest with yourself. You don't have all this other story moving. And you can be truly honest, and maybe you can tell him, I really like you, I love you, I would love to make love with you, but I don't want to have a boyfriend. I'm sorry. It feels so painful even to me to say this, but can you help me? I don't know. Can you help me? Maybe we can navigate this together. Let's see. Maybe he goes, thank you for saying that. I was thinking exactly the same. I didn't know what to say. Often it's like this. Initiate something that never existed before. Spontaneity. And then you create new reality in every moment because you're a creator. And in that moment with this guy, something that never existed before, even in your linear history, can take place. Isn't that beautiful? You make your own rule. There can be no more rule of lovemaking, of romance. You can be really spontaneous in this act of loving. It's natural. You could love everybody, all the time. But we think we must love one. What does it do to you? Can you think like this? Just one. Like my uncle and aunt did a 50-year wedding anniversary. 50-year, wow! And I look at this like, I'm not sure if I should congratulate. 50 years with one man. Whoa! Could be good, could be beautiful, could be quite a prison. All these other beautiful men on the planet you didn't kiss, taste, touch, dance with. Why? Osho always said, you want to know about love? Love. You want to fix your teeth, you go to the expert dentist that have done 1,000 mouths. You want to fix your car, you go to the guy that has fixed 1,000 cars. 1,000,000 bike if it's your bike. You want to have the pedigree of the mechanic. But then you want to have the best lover in your bed, but they must love only you. And maybe you must be the second lover of your life. But they must be master of the practice. How can it be? You want to know about love? Go and love someone that loves many people. Learn like this. They're practicing. They ought to know. Yes.
And you've triggered something that I've been hearing quite a lot from people that does a lot of energy healing. People pick up a lot of stuff when they have many partners. Now that's not my thinking at all. But you pick up so much stuff. You pick up all the shit that they've been with, all the people that they with, all the baggage when you have sex with so many partners. So what is your viewpoint? And you've actually
you pick
answered
up
that
only
just now.
what you focus on, and what the bag you want to. You can leave it on. You can see the bag. You don't have to pick it up. It's there. It's on the floor of the lounge. I visit. I come to the bedroom. Yes, it's common to say the energy. We take in energy. We pick up energy. We must clean the room from the energy. What are we saying? Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Of course, you ought to pick up energy. You ought to be when you go through, when you go through, energy goes through.
Transmute.
Okay, it will come. Penetrated. Let's use the word penetrated. Trespass, maybe? By the energy. Of course, everybody's got a lot. They come in the full galaxy. But who am I? Am I this Valentina meeting you, a limited person with your personal story and my personal story, and we want to trigger each other on this story? Or am I everything? And said, of course, every energy belongs to me ultimately. Even all your ex-husbands are me. So that's the truth. You can choose to, I choose to rest in this truth. So the energy does not need to be clean in this space, because I want to believe that everything that moves around me is divine, is beautiful. Even if someone sat and with a very heavy energy, well, it made me sad maybe. Well, it's beautiful. Maybe can I feel sad? Oh, it awakens sadness inside of me. And then other ones said, oh, that's bad energy. It's always sad. I don't want that one. And you can feel them as much as you want to feel them. Or you can say, oh, it's the same person. Oh, the sad one. Good to see you again. Done. Finish. I'm doing Tanda. I'm making love. I'm busy. Everybody's got a life. Everybody's got intensity of life. And for me, I can pick what serves me, what expands my body, or what makes me feel more deeply. But if I think that anybody's energy that came on my massage bed or came in session room with me, if I think that anybody has a bad energy, I should change my work, I think. Because I know everybody comes to my bed, it's because this meeting wants to happen. And it is medicine for me, as much as I surrender. Yes, and maybe when they leave, I'm sitting, I've got a lot of things, and I have to take care of this. That moved inside of me, though. I didn't impose it. So, lots of lover carries everything, like your boss at work does that too. All the memory of all the people that worked for them before. Yeah, good. We're meeting humanity then. We meet one person, and it's not just this person, it's their whole life history with all the people that I met. It's amazing. The room is full of people suddenly. It's beautiful. There is some real juice. Otherwise, you want to be with this man that never met anybody. It's lonely. It's a lonely lover. It's sad.
So there's some people out there that will say they don't even enjoy sex. They could actually go through life not really having sex, kind of thing. Now, my response would be like, then you're not doing it right or something. But think the matter at hand is maybe they've been through something earlier on in life that might have affected that whole experience. So what would you say to these people to try and kind of help them get over those
Are
experiences?
those people in this room?
No. I
Are
don't
you
know.
sure?
Yeah.
Why are you bothering about the ones that come up here?
Like as friends that I would want to help, like how would I?
You're networking them. As a good friend, you trust that they're choosing what's best for them in any moment, and you support them. This is your loving of them. Even if it might appear wrong for you. Just worry about you. That's my suggestion. Don't worry about the other. And it's not like that I don't care about the other. But take care of what's important for you and how you want to live your life, and how you want to control your sexuality, and how you want to flow in the roundness of existence, how you want to love. And everything will come right. And maybe one day you will be this wonderful lover for this woman or man that thought, I could never love again. You come with your fullness. You love them because it serves you, not because you're serving them. One time we were drinking rice milk in my house, and we noticed that in the rice milk there was lactose. And me and my husband got so furious for all the diabetic people that maybe buy this product and they wanted to be lactose free, and for fuck's sake, and this is a famous brand and it's rice milk and it's got this, it's a wrong product. We became so attached to this supporting, and we went to the shop and tell them, what is this? I know, we know. And after a while, all these products came out that says rice milk with no casein, no lactose, and we bought it. We were so proud. And we had the first tea, and it was like, what's this? This is not nice. This is not nice. She's not diabetic. I'm not diabetic. We went back to buy the old rice milk that had the lactose in it, because the tea tasted better. So you understand, if I'm diabetic, it will be my story, but that wasn't my story. It was somebody else's story. And I wanted to take it on because I thought I knew. And the result was that I should not worry about things I don't know. There is so much still to be known here. Engage with this, really take care of this. And then you become a living, breathing lover. And then whatever you do, however you move, will affect people around. And you don't have to tell them anything. Perhaps they can just look at you, be in your presence, and suddenly they feel like having sex that night. What's that?
And I asked out of interest, what kind of, because I know that Tantra is also, it's a therapy. I read an article recently about that. And so I'm interested to know what kind of things people come to Tantrikas and stuff for. Like what
Tantra is
ailments, yeah.
Can I come right in here?
Yes,
because
yes,
you said one of the magic words to me.
Okay.
Tantra is a philosophy of freedom and a spiritual science. It is not a therapy. Okay? You don't heal. It can become, by byproduct, therapeutic, meaning you're finding yourself into those practices. Great. It's a byproduct. Tantra understands that you are perfect. And when we do tantric healing, when I hear this word, tantric healing, in that word it's ingrained the fact that something is sick, there is disease, and we need to heal that. Every time you say you do healing, you're actually saying somebody's sick. Otherwise there's no need of healing. So simple. So you're supporting the sickness by healing the planet. There's nothing more bizarre for me. And we're all sick on this planet that we want to heal. Yes, we keep using the healing. The planet is fantastic. It's fabulous. Just want us to have good sex in every moment and flow our loving, express our true nature, which is the meeting of the serpentine and the circle in lovemaking as an expression of love. You take that in any direction you want to do. And that's how existence serves itself. So healing supports this idea that we are sick. So I would invite you to be aware how you use these words So in Tantra we offer tools, techniques. Tantra is techniques. Like I give you Tanda, the techniques, the advanced technique. There is this one book, I think it's this guy called Matsyendranath, that he started by saying, I'm going to tell you now about the nine chakra, the secret, it is from the Spanda tradition. 9 chakra. Then he started reading the book and he described 8 chakra. And then he goes into the chapter and there are 11 chakra. And then he translates something else and there are 12 chakra. And then he comes to the end and said, but this is a very secret practice. Only if you've done all this chakra, I will tell you this secret. And there is no chakra. There is one chakra, is love. Just love. You know? So sometimes the minds want to engage in all this idea, and Tantra became another one of this mysterious concept. When reality is very simple. And so there is nothing wrong. You are perfect. So come back and connect with the identity that you are everything, and let go of the identity that tells you are sick and you have a problem. You have a problem. Sexual problem, relationship problem, there is a problem. There is no problem. There is a problem. There is no problem. What problem? It's like this, you know? So even when I see people in my session practice, they don't have a problem for me. They want to come see me for many reasons that they are moved to. They will know better than I do. So I better listen when they come, because they will tell me what they come to take from me. If I listen carefully, perhaps I can offer that to them, which are like blocks, stepping stool to understand the nature of reality, to find your freedom. That's why we say Tantra is not for beginners. You know, if you need some therapy, perhaps it's best you go and do that first, because Tantra wants to liberate you from ideas also. You want to be wanting that. Let's put it that way. And so, yeah, healing is a word I don't like much. I prefer to flow, to meet the flow, to flow again. Yeah?
Yeah. Is everybody happy?
Yeah.
Before you close off, Val, will you tell us about the retreat that you're coming?
So I'm doing a retreat called the Yoga Blog in November. And we're going to practice a traditional form of asana called traditional Tantra Yoga. Very relaxing, on the back, for 1.5 hours, we do nothing. And then I'll combine it with practice of subtle sexuality, which are these really fine movement of understanding eroticism as a source of wisdom. My wisdom will tell me, my body will tell me yes, no. Now, not now. And so we blend this traditional practice of deep relaxation. So if you'd like to come, it's in a beautiful venue in the Cedarburg Mountain. It's a tented camp, so we really are in nature, in the middle of dry land. And speak to Donna if you want more information. You can give her your email, and she will send you the details. Yeah. Enjoy your life. Be happy. Let's go. Be happy.